Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Blaze, and welcome back to Project Ozone 2. In the last episode, we were working on a couple of different things. So one of the big things we were working on was trying to finish up everything for the Infinity Catalyst, which we're getting close. We considered automating the Runic Altar, and I'm going to tell you this, if I need more stuff, which I probably will, we're automating the Runic Altar. I'm not doing that again. I've got 2 stacks of runes. That took a while. It was repetitive. It was easy, but it was repetitive and just took time. We'll automate that later. I don't really want to do that today because I haven't fully decided how I want to automate that yet, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Let's see. I got the pink slime, which I went ahead and set up an ender tank, new combination, so that we can have all of the essence that we want. I've got some cows in the last millennium, filling that up and all that kind of stuff. And I went ahead and got some more bedrockium. So we got more EMC that we can work with, which I think we're going to go ahead and continue working on. For right now, anyways. And yeah, so we've got more stuff for the Infinity Catalyst. So, Wrath and Gluttony go here at the top, and then the pink slime crystals go right here. So there's only what, 2, 5, 6 things left. Not too bad. Unfortunately, of those 6 things, one of them is Awakened Draconium, one of them is Gaia Spirit Ingots, and the other is Eternal Singularities. And the last one is the Indus Pearls, which requires, if we want a stack of them, 4 stacks of these guys. So that's going to be a limiting factor as well. The only other thing that we could probably go ahead and make, oh yeah, and Vibranium. Vibrantium, however you want to say it. That stuff, which is absolutely and utterly just nasty to make. Anyways, what we are going to do today. So we're going to do a couple of things. Spend a little bit of time in the other dimensions. And I want to go ahead and get the phase field generator. So one of these guys is going to be super duper useful. Something I did, by the way, is I upgraded the power transfer over here because what we had was not cutting it, and yeah, we get a lot more power now. The energy conduits, the energy conduits that we had here, was not anywhere near enough for the transfer rate these guys can give. So yeah, it was kind of running out of power very quickly. Anyways, let's charge this guy up. This is a emergency thing. This is a 100% just backup. If we need it, we have it type of thing. Because we're going to go to another dimension, a random one this time. We're not going to go to any of these. We're just going to make a random tab. I'm going to put very few things in it. And we're going to see what we get. Because I still have not got the things, dimension, tab. I have not got the purple Kepler diamonds. However, I've gotten some other ones, which was kind of a pain. So we're going to go explore a dimension for a little bit at least. And this thing will help. So what this will do is, if we get into the case, into the trouble rather, where basically, you know, we can put the crescent hammer away. Basically, the dimension runs out of power. That'll give us a split second to actively get out of the dimension, which is going to be important. So yeah, we're going to go with that. Let's go ahead. I don't really care about the sky or features or anything like that. Time, we could put the time constantly to noon. I think that's a good idea. We're gonna put what do we want? There is a special thing that gives us no nothing. Like no mobs. That's what I wanted to say, but not what we can do anything with currently. We're going to want the effect none. Oh, and I always accidentally take stuff out. Alright, so we'll put this in here. Put those in there. And we're going to say this is exploring store. Cool, so this is actually pretty cheap. So we'll be able to stay in there for as long as we want, which is really nice. That means it probably doesn't have anything like super good, but this should not drain our power whatsoever. I don't even think we need to turn on the reactor. And speaking of reactors, that's what we're going to focus on today after this. So I was looking through the quest book, trying to figure out what to do. And until we can find the things that do the thing, the Kepler Diamonds, we're going to want to probably hold on to making any more compressed stuff. So we're just going to basically finish up what quests we can up until that point, and then go from there. So that's the plan. We're going to take our crossbow, Armageddon, just in case there's problems, but this thing is fully powered. This is sort of draining, but not really. So before we leave, we are going to go ahead and sleep. And things like the vibranium, we need to automate that a little bit better, but it's fine. A lot of this stuff I want to do kind of manually at first, just because we're going to have completely different systems once we get the wand of animation, and I don't want to necessarily like set up a system that we're going to use for like just a little bit and then never do it again. So this is probably going to cause some lag. Hopefully we don't die or anything. Worst case scenario is like, oh gosh, I think that the oh man, we might want to start doing that. There is a special dimlet that you can use that gives you the it's called like shelter or like protected spawn or something like that, so that when we get into the world, come on, once it loads up, once we get into the world, this is completely protected. But again, with the checkerboard, what is up with that? Or no, that's just chunk errors. Okay, so extreme hills, we have some cows, and we have a lot of lag, but this is pretty normal terrain generation. It looks like it looks cool, but it is a little bit laggy just because of the nature of the extreme hills. And this looks like it's amplified extreme hills, which is cool. Don't really care. But the problem is, what I want to do here, we're going to let it load. And I might do this off camera more than anything, just because, yeah, right here. I want to find these guys. Now, there's different types. Let me just open them up. I like to take the glowstone to tell myself that I've already been at these places. Oh my gosh, lag. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this kind of on my own. But this has iron, titanium ore sand, liquid lava. There's more unknown dimlets in here and just more stuff. So these things are found just kind of everywhere. They can have relatively rare dimlets in them, and I'm hoping that if we can find a good one, if we can find one, we can find one of the two dimlets I'm still searching for. One of those being, of course, the Ender Dragon dimlet, and there's another one. We'll check out this one, and then I'm going to do this off camera because, oh my gosh, laggy. But there is the Dragon Dimlet, and then there is also the Kepler Diamond. So we have Mercury ore. That's nice. Some of the stuff we might actually end up using later. Glowstone, and I'm gonna take I take everything just because why not? But you kind of get the idea. So I will come back here and explore around. And this is a relatively cheap dimlet, which is really nice. So I should be able to just kind of do whatever I want. And hopefully, I'll be able to find the dimlets that I still need. So this looks like pretty normal terrain generation. There's one more. I guess let's go for it. And something else that I typically do is I just teleport around. Like, not teleport around, but when I come back into the world, I go someplace else. Just to make it easier, but that's a bunch of just dimlets. So we'll go home, and like I said, I will kind of take a look at that off camera when my computer has a little bit more power. Recording does take a lot out of the system when you're doing other things, so it's fine. Anyways, let's cycle this, put these away, cycle it back, and see what we get from those 37. So we'll come back to that later. But for now, what I want to do is I want to start doing some quests. So the main quest that we need to finish up is the Big Reactors. So there's one last thing, and it is turbines. So we're going to do turbine stuff. Like before, I don't have any plans on, well, okay, unlike before, I have no plans on making a turbine at all. So this is going to be purely just, we're going to make what we need, and that's it. So, for example, we need 49 turbine housings. So we're going to get one of these. And then we are just going to duplicate it. Hold on, this isn't a crafting, is it? No, it's detection. So there is 49-ish. And then we need, let's see, what else are we going to need? So we need 4 rotor blades, 2 rotor shafts. Now, these are really good for making making a lot of, like, what am I trying to say? They're good for power. Turbines are more efficient than just the reactors like I have down here, but I don't really care. The solar panels are way too powerful. Speaking of which, we should probably, for our sake, take this guy out for now. Alright, so we have the turbines, rotor shafts, and all that. What else do we need? We're going to need 29 turbine glass, which is pretty easy. So let's just get that going. And we just need some more, you know what, let's do that. And just because we used a lot of fused quartz, I mean, I can make more, but let's just do something like that. Cool. So there is the glass. We need the fluid port and a rotor bearing. So rotor bearing and a fluid port. We're going to need a piston for that one. Let's make like 20 pistons. And you know what? Let's actually be smart about this. It's a lot cheaper to do it this way. Alright, so piston. There's the fluid port. Alright, so just two more things. The power port and then the controller. So the power port should be pretty simple. But the controller is going to require demon steel of the 6th magnitude and a reactor controller. Ew. I didn't know about the reactor controller part. So the reactor controller requires 3rd magnitude. Do we have any of those parts? Reactor, nope. Okay. So we'll get this, shouldn't be too bad to do. So we need the reactor, we need 3rd magnitude. And put that there, and then 2 6th magnitudes. So we're gonna need some more EMC. So there's the reactor controller. So 6th magnitude. Make sure we have everything in here. Okay, we do. Don't want to lose stuff. So that should make, we only need 2. And 6th magnitude goes back. And that should be everything for, where is it? Turbine controller. Perfect. Now we can, let's see, let's make sure. 6th magnitude, yes, we have all of them. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. And now we can go back to making these. And the question is, do we care about this stuff? No. Let's take the middle reward bag. But that is that quest line completed. So we'll put this stuff away. We have a legendary reward bag. And all this stuff that we made, yeah, we're just gonna EMC it. I don't care about it. It's not important to me whatsoever. And we got some mana lenses. Cool. That's not super useful. Alright, so with that taken care of, let's take a look and see. That is done. So did we get any of the stuff we wanted? Materials, no. Anything good though? Not really. Alright, so do we have any more dimlets in here? I'm just waiting on dimlets. We have 17. Alright, so what else are we going to want to do today? So if we look at the quest book, let's see, Zeta has 2 quests. We have the solar panel 11s, which the recipe for that requires an infinity star, which these things are super duper cheap, and they make twice as much as the solar panel 10s. So once we can get one of those, we'll upgrade all of our stuff, but that's expensive. We can't make the infinity star yet. I don't even know how many nether stars we have, but that's gonna be, we have 128. To give you an idea, to make an infinity star, infinity stars are 40,000 nether stars, so not cheap. And then the other thing we need is the imaginary time block, which this thing is very powerful. So this will pretty much grow crops instantly. We could put it with all of our nether star stuff, and we could get a lot of nether stars that way, but it requires a bunch of things. So let's see if we can't make this. So we have a lot of it. We need an advanced circuit, which is not going to be too difficult, I don't think. It requires mystic quartz in a blank circuit, silica and paper. Quartz. Do we have any mystic quartz? We do. Silica and paper. All pretty straightforward. And then the last thing we need is just compressed Gaia. So that's the hard part. So if you don't know, Gaia, Spirit, And then we're going to need Terra Steel, which we do have a lot of Terra Steel. I don't even remember how we're getting that. Terra Steel Essence, that's how. So we put these guys together. And yeah, this is basically going to be, we need to kill the Guy Guardian a bunch. And lag, oh boy. It's not something you really want to see though. So the Gaia Guardian we can do, but the problem is it's going to make every monster in the game a lot harder to deal with. And what all do we have? We don't really have all that good. We have the Ring of Odin, which is nice. The Speed Belt. We'd want the Tectonic Girdle, I think, more than... I mean, we'd have to do that instead of the Speed Belt, which... Oh my gosh, we are so slow. I guess the question is kind of... I don't really want to do that right now. Compressed Gaia, though, is something that we're going to have to deal with sooner rather than later. So we have everything else for that. We just need to make... We need to kill the Gaia Guardian. That's the biggest thing. And that's annoying. Just because it is... so what else do we have that's available to us? There's not really that much. Kappa ProjectE, we can do some stuff in that. I would like to finish getting... I mean, that's just taking forever. What if we got... Alright, let's turn that off for right now. And we're going to do some fanciness. So... let's see, do we have any more seared? We have one. That's enough to do a lot with, so we don't need that much. Sure, 40-ish. But I want to make 1, 2, 3 more of these. And let's see, let's move things around a little bit. So we're going to want to pick that up. And how do we want to do this? So let's just break all this, including the quartz, it would seem. We'll go ahead and put the 4 blocks in there. Alright, so we can always get more conduits, so let's get some more item conduits and some more ender fluid. And what we're going to want is something along the lines of, we'll put the thing there, and something like this. And I want to disconnect that connection, just so it's nice and symmetrical, more than anything else. So that's insert. And now I think we can get rid of this and that for right now. And we'll just put these guys around like so. Extract, always active. And we do want to make sure that there's no darkness here. And then I guess something like this. We'll put a piece of stone here. No, we're gonna do this another way. Like so. And then we can have just one connection. And this guy can be extract active with signal. And these guys will all be insert. And this should make bedrockium a little bit faster. So if I turn that on, they should all fill up, right? No. Alright, let's lift that up one more, I guess. And then this will be extract active with signal. So now, there we go. Alright, so that is all we need, and that will make a bunch of bedrockium for us, which we can then use to make a bunch of other things. So let's get rid of that. And let's see, armor. Let's go ahead and we have a little bit of this horse armor stuff. We're so close. We're at 49 of these storage components. Each one is what? 16 million. And each one of these, how many do we need for that? 16? Basically 18. So that's like 2 more. Okay, so we're getting close on that. Let's go ahead, and I want to make some of this stuff. So the Klein stars. These are basically EMC batteries from ProjectE. The first one is very easy to make if we had some Mobius fuel, which, can we get 10 of that? Sure, it'll just take a moment. So that's not too bad. And then all these guys have EMC, and they're relatively cheap, so we'll just kind of siphon off whatever we can. So that should be 2 more. Hopefully we can get the rest of the EMC that we need from this before too long. And then we can go from there. So how are we doing on dimlets? We only have 2. So yeah, that exploration thing is going to be kind of key. Biome Jupiter, sky. Okay, nothing major. What do we have in here? Anything good? Green diamonds, cool. We need the purple ones. So close. So luckily they're only a rarity too, so it's not going to be awful. But can we make our first Klein star? We certainly can. So there's the Klein star. And then 4 of them make the next tier. So if we want, by the way, Ein, Zwei, I don't know how to say these. It's German, I do believe, or Latin, one of the two. I don't remember which. Sorry if you're German or I guess speak Latin. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's German, but basically 4 make the next tier. And so on. So it's not that bad. What we can do, they do not stack though. So here is 4 to make Zui. And we'll use 4 of these. Let's make sure that we did detect it. And we just need to take this up to the top tier. So 1, 2, 3 more. And this is a pretty easy quest, and it's kind of cool that they get like more powerful looking as you go. But it is really neat. These are, like I said, they're basically EMC batteries. So you use them for charging up things. Kind of cool. We're gonna keep the top tier one. So we have 1, and this might even be enough EMC to get the last 2, 3, 4. Alright, and let's put these together. and there's Omega. So yeah, they're basically EMC batteries. We're going to take the middle reward bag, and that's that. So the last thing is Swift Wolf's Rending Gale, and we can't make that. It requires 11th degree Rending Gale, which we could make, but it requires awaken stuff, so I don't really want to deal with that. Is there anything in here we can get rid of? Yeah, we don't need Yellorium. Why do we have that sponge? The sponges are used... Oh, in here? And it's something that's probably good to keep. Okay. So, let's open our... Oh, it's only good. It's useless. Alright, so... We're getting close. 58, 59, 61, and then we'll have one of the last things we need. So pretty much, we're at the point, we've done all the quests we can. We'll get this quest as soon as we get the purple diamonds. That is literally all we're waiting for. And how are we doing on neutronium? Almost got a stack of it. So there's a handful of things that we're going to want to kind of get more of very soon, but for the most part, we're pretty much good on a lot of this stuff. It's just a matter of kind of figuring out what we're capable of making and whatnot. So like these red matter tools, like the Morning Star requires red matter swords. We can make the actual red matter swords. In fact, how much? Let's take some of each of this and some diamonds, and we could probably make all of these. So the sword, dark matter sword, which these all have special abilities and whatnot. Let's look up red matter. There's even armor, which I think we do not need. We'll never need to make this stuff. It's pretty good armor, but there's better. So red matter sword is just like so. The pickaxe does require a little bit more. Let's see. Morning Star and the Qatar, I think is how you pronounce that. So the Qatar requires shears, axe, and hoe. So I guess let's make shears, axe. Most of this is just diamonds instead of sticks, and red matter or dark matter instead of the actual like stuff. The hoe is also pretty straightforward. So yeah, these recipes are really easy. And then for the Morning Star, oh, it's one word, isn't it? We need the sword, the hammer, and the shovel. So the hammer is a little bit different just because that's nothing. It's basically a pick that mines a little bit more. It does a 3x3 slash... okay, and the shovel. It does like a 3x3 or something like that. So shovel is the cheapest. But all honesty, this is all pretty straightforward. Now, in order to make these things, we need 10th magnitude demon steel. So that's why we're not going to make them yet. But, oops. Oh well. We have all the stuff, so that's the important thing. So I guess last thing, let's go ahead and get all of this. 3 and... Alright, there is a stack of storage components. Let's make sure we do have an extra one. We do. And that goes... Alright, so we need infinity catalyst. So that goes where? Under the meatballs. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. Something... I'm going to go back to the exploration area, dimlet, whatever, and try to find more dimlets, try to find as many dimlets as I can, and hopefully I can have the Kepler diamonds so that next time we can start making more singularities, as well as we'll see what else we can do. I'll find something for us to do as well. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We got some progress done. It's gonna take a while. We can make more compressors if we want, which we'll need later. So I'm not too concerned about making those yet. But that's something that we'll do later once we set up a bunch of automation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!